We did discuss that, and I will say that there's violence on both sides. The government has committed summary executions. They are guilty of detaining people and not allowing them access to lawyers, to their families, even to visits from the Red Cross. They have been guilty of burning villages and looting and of general harassment of the population. On the side of the secessionists, the separatists, we've seen horrible beheadings, kidnappings of government officials, and burning of schools. So we want to stress that the United States condemns violence on both sides. We condemn violence, and we want to call for people to listen to each other.
With all of this going on, right? Mm-hmm. Nigeria says nothing, Britain says nothing, nobody says anything. Mm-hmm. Then the American ambassador shocks everybody. And that now really begins what I'll call an international campaign for the struggle. And I think La Republique was shocked that the American ambassador was doing that. I think La Republique thought that, for all the murders they've done in their own territory, they had the support of France, and France could protect them. I think they started feeling vulnerable after that.
Ce monsieur-là, l'ambassadeur-là, qu'il soit avec le Cameroun, il va partir dans un cercueil. Moi, je lui dis clair et net.
C'est quand même fort.
Celui qui partira dans un cercueil, il ne faut pas jouer avec le Cameroun. Nous ne comptons sur personne. Moi, je compte sur la puissance du vrai Dieu. Et tant que le Cameroun, ils vont se toucher. Moi, je l'ai toujours dit ici. Aucune force au monde, aucune, ne viendra à bout du Cameroun.
D'accord, on va y revenir.
Quand il vient comme ça là, je vois ses cheveux sont blancs. Ses cheveux-là vont noircir. Et il va rentrer dans un cercueil. Ce voyou d'ambassadeur.
D'accord, Président Bonakani, je vous prie de vous calmer dans un premier temps.
Non, mais non, mais non.
Would you say that was the opening of internationalizing the Ambazonian struggle?
Yes, the American ambassador, he was very, very courageous. Because normally when ambassadors visit the president, according to La Republique, they are not supposed to give an interview or speak on what. But he came out and told the world, these people, it just shows you their level of thinking. I mean, you spoke about that guy who came and was screaming at the American ambassador on La Republique TV, calling himself a professor, whatever he is.
Yes. Well, he had colonial education, you can imagine.
Yes. So the people think that they live in a vacuum, and what they do, nobody else sees it, because they what people say, that it is very dangerous when you start believing in your own lies, because these people told their own lies and they believed in it. Then somebody, an objective person who is standing there and watching all these things, comes out and calls you out, and then you are like, what? This guy is saying this. Where did this guy come from? Is it possible? Because all along they have been believing their own lies. And this person said, no, you guys are targeting people, because we have said this. We have all kinds of Bamileke people living in our territory, and no stray bullet has ever killed any of them. The only person that the stray bullet has killed, which is not one of us, it is either the pastor. They are all pastors.
Yes.
The Ghanaian, the Kenyan, and the American.
And the American, but all of them, they stray bullets.
Yes. But all the Bamileke people who are living in our community, none of them have been hurt. So the guy comes out and says, you guys are doing targeted killings. You go and you pick out young, able men and you kill them. You kill a few women, you kill and burn old people, you burn down their houses, and you do all of these things. And when the guy says it, it is like, oh my God.
How could you say that?
How could you say that?
Chiroma, how could you say that?
So yeah, that opened the door for other international players now to start thinking that, So, and that is why we always give credit to the American leadership, because the American leadership sets the tone, and then people who were not very sure can now begin to step up. Before, I don't know whether it was before the American ambassador, it was after, but Jerry Rawlings.
I will urge the UN and AU to look into Cameroon's case, because we cannot impose solution to salvage the situation and restore justice and equity to that part of the country. Mankind has had enough of its bloodshed over natural resources which should rather benefit their lives.
That is the only significant African voice
Yes.
that has come out and said something to support or to condemn what is happening. And now you are Jerry Rawlings, and we have the doctor in Kenya who does that show. Punchline. Punchline, yes, and then you have Masanga.
Yes.
Yeah, so those are people who have been calling out La Republique on its atrocities against us.
I want to go back to that quote unquote professor that you were talking about, who came out acting like he just had too much afofo. He talked about the sovereignty of La Republique. He should know that La Republique is not a sovereign nation. La Republique is a colonial state of France as part of France Afrique. Paul Biya, the reason why Paul Biya can be there for 7 terms is because he's serving the master well. The money of that country is French money. French business in that country don't pay taxes. You remember? No, you don't remember this because you were not part of that. I filmed an event where Dr. Siga Asanga said
the Cameroonian who will be investing maybe 5 million will not have the same exemptions in import duties like the Frenchman who comes in and the car is manufactured in his homeland. The Frenchman comes in, opens the same company with 5 million, and already has tax exemption for the import of all vehicles and things that he wants to use. See, so in a sense, the Cameroonian is overtaxed, the investor. He begins with 5 million plus custom duties. I have a friend who's opened a computer school, and all his computer units were imported from Korea, and he had to pay custom duties, huge sums of money. Now that reduced the total number of machines that would have been installed in the school, because he spent over half of the money to pay for custom duties.
Educational materials, I think the custom exempt educational materials.
So here is a young man who had more than about 50 million willing to invest in a computer school which would have helped so many students to stay back home and follow up this course. He had taken, employed about 4 engineers who came from the United States to work with him as members of the company. That was a very good program, and they had a lot of initiative. But then they spend over half of their money to pay for custom duties because they don't fall under the investment code. They are nationals. If you are going to stimulate the economy, you cannot be dividing. You cannot control. You cannot control. Say, for instance, if you are a Cameroonian, you pay custom duty. If you are a Frenchman, and what has happened? Look at what happened. Many Cameroonians now choose to take double nationality, carry French passports, in order to bypass these rules. So you are in a sense failing the economy. You make laws that help to ruin the economy.
a Frenchman in La Republique orders cars without paying taxes, and so Cameroonians have resorted to marrying French women so they can import certain things without paying taxes.
Marry a French woman, then she will import the cars in her name, import the things in her name, and they will have an IT marked on them.
That colonial state is not a sovereign state, and you can see that everything that is happening there, Paul Biya is addressing it based on what the international community wants. Remember, we just talked about in the last show that for every speech that Paul Biya makes, he is addressing the international community because they put him there to protect their interests. So La Republique is not a sovereign state. And you, as one of the it's always said that revolutions start with the bourgeoisie. You know what I'm saying? Because those are people who are educated, those are people who have the ability to analyze both the big picture and the small picture. But when you find the intellectuals of La Republique being the ones who are trumpeting the colonial message and protecting the colonial interests, I mean, you know that place is doomed. And that is why Ambazonia is out of it.
See, when you talk about, I like that you emphasize the fact that this country is not a sovereign state. And you're right. Because if that guy just did a little bit of searching, he will understand that on the 26th of December 1959, the Republic signed what?
The cooperation agreements.
How do you know that?
It's first of all, they were classified for a very long time.
So that's what I'm saying. If I just gave you the date.
Yeah, yeah.
I just
because there was some research, there was some effort done to search that information.
So that information is there. If you don't own your own, if you don't print your own currency, you don't decide on your educational curriculum. The French ambassador can call in arms at any time. How do you describe yourself as a sovereign?
You don't own your resources until France takes the ones that they want.
So how can you say you are a sovereign country? What is sovereignty to you?
He doesn't even understand the meaning of sovereignty.
So it just goes to underscore most of the things that we have said here, that the kind of education that these people have. I mean, I think the only thing that they got from that, they taught them how to read and write. That is it. And then the sardines and the beer and the bread just came and took everything away.
Yep.
So they can never see anything in context. They cannot analyze anything, and they can just go on TV and scream. And they think that it is that screaming that is going to change the perception of the world. No.
Did that impress you?
No.
It made him look so stupid. It was not even funny.
Exactly. So,
have you ever seen him again on TV after that?
I don't know.
I mean, we don't watch too much of it, so maybe he has appeared. But if La Republique has sense, that guy should be buried.
That was very dramatic.
Yes.
He looks like a buffoon.
Absolutely.